patch notes. Today's 6:51 a.m. Hotfix is going out right now. Should be up in about, what, an hour, around 15 minutes? Something like that. So, there's a bunch of fixes, visual stuff like the ale, the druid form, constant shift, causing frame drops. People having a memory leak from that, I guess. Getting attacked by monsters on spawn for people that ended up having like potato PCs. Fortune Teller quest reward could be given twice. Weapon mastery. Fighter weapon mastery now has a 5% physical power bonus penalty. So we should end up seeing a little bit less like strength out of the Rondel Dagger. Remove treasure score from adventurer points. So we know that they were modifying the AP system. That's nothing new. We knew that that was happening, coming. They already like severely modified. Changed adventure points of chocolate chip muffin from 2 to 300. Unfortunately, the chocolate chip muffin spawn rate is like 1 in 5,000 or something. Honey Bliss pear is like 1 in 10,000 barrels or something. 2 in 10,000 barrels. Something like that. Changed infected flesh, life leaf, phantom flower, and wardweed to be sold only to collectors. So I guess that means it's not listable on the market anymore. Changed the price of Life Leaf Phantom Flower common grade to 5 gold. Added a spectral coin bag, which we saw before is something that was in the game files but wasn't implemented yet. For testing purposes, Dungeon Recovery will store 100% of items that have not been looted by other players. For testing purposes, Dungeon Recovering prices have been significantly reduced. So this is huge, because up until now, the Dungeon Recovery system, which was the insurance system, had a chance to return stuff to you. You either saw like, you know, 0 up to like all of your items, but it was always like a coin flip. It wasn't even a coin flip. I think it was like a 70% chance of like having your stuff come back. So people were like losing shit all the time. I actually like this a lot, because then it gives people the choice to be able to like just buy their stuff back or let it rot, depending on what it is that's coming back to them. I actually really dig this. This also, of course, means that like if you're playing with your buddies and your buddies decide that they're gonna like stash your shit in a corner somewhere, you know, it ends up working out like Tarkov insurance. But yeah, I'm okay with this. I like this a lot. I don't know. Yeah, so I guess Ronald Dagger Fighter took a little bit of a hit. I don't know if 5% is gonna be all that much of a difference. It's probably still gonna end up being meta, but we'll see. And like Ronald Dagger Bard is obviously still going to be a deal. Yeah. So we'll have to see basically what happens with the AP system and whether or not the brackets are changed. Like that's my main concern, is whether or not the brackets are still there. That's the part that I don't know. Because if the old brackets are the old brackets and they've modified the AP system to what they talked about wanting to modify it to, which is basically an emphasis on killing mini bosses, killing bosses, and looting big treasure chests. And there's a couple of other like little things in here, but I don't want to comment on them until after I've seen like the updated patch, because they could have modified some other values. A couple of them are kind of a meme. But if it's modified the way that they've modified it, the way that it looks, is like there's going to be like a little bit of PvP. There's going to be a little bit of carrying like other people's gear out. Treasure's going to be like basically worthless, and then it's going to be like points for bosses and mini bosses and just like lion's head chests and bigger. But the mystic chest, when I looked at it last, was only worth 1 point. So that didn't even count. It was literally just like the ones that could be locked and you need a lockpick to open. So I don't know. I think it's going to be like live on Frost and then operate in the northeast corner, like on those modules that have like the Yetis and shit in them, and then go down to Ice Abyss and kill the Wyvern, or not the Wyvern. I mean, kill the Wyvern if you can, but kill the Wendigos and then leave. And like the demon like caster guys, those are mini bosses, and then you're out. Other than that, it doesn't make sense to bother with it. But even then, based on the point system that they had allocated, it looks like you'd get like maybe 400 or 500 points at most. Even with all the chest opens and stuff, you get like maybe 400 or 500 points. If that's the case, then they have to like severely shrink what the brackets are, because if they keep the same brackets, I don't think it's mathematically possible. Even if you hit everything, I don't think it's mathematically possible to pull it off, getting like 700, 800, 900 points. I don't think you could do it. Not unless you're doing like shit tons of PvP too. Like you'd have to be doing like complete map clears. It looks weird. I know we'll have to see what it looks like, but yeah, short patch, small patch. We knew that it was going to be that because he said in the Q&A yesterday that they had taken a lot of time off and they were at cons and everything, so is what it is. This was something I said in the Q&A yesterday. They're looking at modifying like the 3-level dungeon system to leave all the doors open for all the red doors, and you can just go down a floor whenever you want. Like that's going to completely modify everything. So you got dudes that are going to like walk in like right off of the rip and just go downstairs twice and then boss rush. And I think it's going to be kind of wild. It's going to be interesting.